Yo, what's up guys, but I'm Fire here back from the video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys another Blitz in Madden 22. Today we're going to go ahead and be running out of the $3-2-6 formation. Now this formation's in a lot of playbooks. It is in, but not limited to, the 4-6, 49ers, Chiefs, Jets, multiple Panthers, Raiders, Saints, and Washington. I think we're in the Jets today, but again, all 9 of those playbooks have this formation. It's going to be a nice little blitz that we're going over, the DB Fire 2, a new setup that I've not talked about. I have kind of ran this play out of Big Dime 2-3-6 as well, but it's going to be a different blitz setup, so it will be interesting to look at. Now, we're going to go ahead and move the camera a little bit just so you can see better, but with this formation, of course, it's going to be heavy DB. You can go up to 8 defensive backs on this formation because you, of course, can go ahead and sub out these linebackers for safeties if we wanted to. I'm not going to because we got some good linebackers on the Cowboys, but again, you probably would want to if you're playing Ultimate Team. Again, D-line doesn't matter. Just try to get some fast slot corners. I don't know how fast these guys are, but they'll do the job. And again, it's practice mode. It's not the real thing, so we're just demonstrating, not necessarily, trying to sack the computer. I'm not that kind of a guy, but you can also go ahead and leave auto flip on if you want. It is symmetrical, so it shouldn't really make a difference anyway. You can also set your auto alignment to base, but with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So again, the play we're running is DB Fire 2. Once again, DB Fire 2. It's the cover 2 base, cover 2 shell rather. And of course, you have your 2 slot cornerbacks blitzing off the edge. So taking a look at our play art, not offensively, but defensively, of course, it's pretty simple. You got 2 soft squats, 2 deep blues. You're going to have 5 people rushing, and we're going to show how to do both a blitz and a bluff blitz for this. And this is going to be a new blitz setup. So the first thing I'm going to do is base align. Of course, there's no coaching adjustments in practice mode, so I'm going to have to baseline every play. But if you set your auto alignment to base, that's something that you're not going to have to do. So base align. The next thing that you're going to do is quarterback contain. The way you do that is just double tap that R1 button, QB contain, just like so. Now, interesting enough with this blitz setup, you're actually not going to move your slot corners into contain. You're going to want to leave your defensive linemen in contain, which is what we did here. So now you will want to move them down. You're going to want to move them just as close. So you see Jordan Lewis, he's in the contain right now, but you move him a couple steps off, and now he is not in contain. So you do not want him in contain once again. This is good. As far as our guy CJ Goodwin over here, he is, I feel like he can move a little bit closer, but once again, he's in contain here. That's no-go, but you move him just a couple steps to the right, not in contain. That works. Now, as far as the blitz goes, you're going to want to set up on one of these guys, Van Der Esch or Parsons. I usually go Van Der Esch on the left side, but again, does not really matter. Pretty much what you're going to do is just hover over here. Now, again, you're not going to have to engage with anybody, but just stand in the gap. Now, the blitz is kind of odd. It's not the same result every time. So sometimes you will see the left cornerback get free. Sometimes you'll see the right cornerback get free. Sometimes you'll see a disengage. So it is a little bit unorthodox, but we'll go ahead and snap the ball right here with Jimmy. Snap the ball, and this time you see it didn't work. Of course it didn't work now, but what are the odds you turn on the camera, it works the first try? That's weird, but I mean, it was working every single time before, so we'll just set it up again, I guess. That's just unfortunate. Now, I guess, again, it's not necessarily a guarantee to work every single time. It was working pretty consistently, probably like 70% earlier, so it is a little bit weird that it didn't work, but we'll set it up again. And this time you see our slot cornerback off the right get the pressure and get there, which is usually the normal result. Hopefully we can get a little bit of mix-up where sometimes we get the slot corner on the left or the corner on the right, and then sometimes you get like a disengage. But here you see the ideal result of this play. Why do we contain? The main reason we contain is to get just DeMarcus Lawrence sealing that right tackle. That pretty much guarantees that he's not going to be able to do any weird stuff. The offensive lineman won't be able to slide over late. This is going to guarantee more or less that the blitz is going to work as long as he can get that contained. Now, maybe I didn't do a good job with my user. Maybe the best thing to do with your user is to kind of slide over to the left in this case, just to make sure that our guy Randy Gregory here is going to get on Trent Williams. And I'm actually going to try something new as well with this blitz setup. And what I'm going to try is to leave Jordan Lewis out a little bit further, because I feel like the closer he is, the easier it is for Trent Williams to recognize him and pick him up. But if he's out there, is Trent Williams really going to notice him? So we're going to also try with our user once again. We're going to kind of hover over to the left a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and snap the ball. We're going to kind of hover over here. It did kind of work. I think we forced a disengage, but unfortunately the left guard was actually able to somehow shift over. So now we'll try like slanting our D-line to the left. We'll just try out some new things with this blitz. We'll try slanting our D-line to the left. Contain. Okay, there we go. For some reason, Randy Gregory wasn't showing up in contain, but we'll base line. Get Goodwin out here, contain again, and there we go. So this time we'll actually hop on Parsons on this defensive line. Kind of hover over here, and this is the ideal result where you see, and maybe this is the best thing with the shifting, because we tried a couple new different things on that particular run of the blitz, but this is the ideal result you get. Both corners off the edge, you rush 5, they block 5. Not exactly sure what our guy number 66 is doing. He kind of got frozen up, which we're not complaining about that, but the left side, perfect. And yeah, really the left guard, as long as the left guard didn't pick him up here, I think that maybe that has to do with the user, because you see I kind of shifted over to the left from the right spot, so that could have something to do with it. We'll, of course, find out in these next couple runs, but this is what the perfect result of the blitz looks like. You know, you're getting 2 pressures. You can't really complain with this kind of a look, getting 2 guys off the edge. Of course, in this situation, if they block the running back, you're still getting that pressure. So overall, good result. So once again, what I did differently on that particular run, what I did differently is I went ahead, I slanted to the left. The reason I did that was to try and occupy that left guard, Tomlinson. Once again, we still contained, but I just also used Parsons instead of Van Der Esch. Again, the corners were in the same spots, not in contain, which is what we wanted. And then with Parsons, I kind of hovered here, and then when the ball was snapped, I actually kind of moved over to the left side. So we'll try that exact thing out again, kind of hovering over here. This time the right tackle doesn't glitch out on that actual last run. The right tackle, he froze, which isn't normal to happen. Maybe in this game it is normal to happen. You never know, but he did just block normally there, but you still get the left guy coming off the edge. So I feel like the best guaranteed pressure is to slant to that left side. We'll actually see how the blocking changes. We'll block the running back. Now, if they are blocking the running back, it's probably not the best bet to send this pressure. We'll see if it still works with this, but I don't think it's not guaranteed as much as it was before. It's not as, guaranteed to get pressure because, of course, they're blocking the running back. So we'll snap the ball, kind of hover over here, and we do get the right slot corner off the edge, but of course, because the halfback is in protection, he's going to pick it up just normally. Jimmy G's turning into prime Big Ben in the pocket, but the pressure did get off the right edge. I think this might have been the first time that it actually just came off the right edge, but once again, you see what I said in the beginning of the video is turning out to be true with how the pressure is becoming so different in the ways that it's getting through. But yeah, of course, the running back's blocking. He's going to pick it up, but let's go to a bluff blitz concept. And also let's tackle some of these coverage adjustments first, because that's something that I want to do. Now, if you're running stock cover 2, what you can go ahead and do is you can leave the soft squats out there if you want. You can leave these soft squats out. Once again, they're aggressive zones. They're going to play a little bit aggressive. I usually will leave my flats on default if I'm running a stock cover 2. The next thing you can do is turn these into cloud flats if you want. You can turn them into cloud flats. Cloud flats are not my favorite this year. I would run cloud flats shade outside. They don't seem to do much, so I would probably go soft squat for a little bit more aggressive zone. But you can go cloud flats. Now, as far as these linebackers, what you can do, of course, your user is going to be your user, but what you can go ahead and do with this other guys, throw them in a middle third. Now, when I throw guys in middle thirds, I kind of like them to be on one side or the other because I want them to kind of cover something rather than just run straight to the middle. So I like them kind of starting out to the left to where they look like they might be in man coverage or a vert hook as far as defending like a streak route goes if Ayuk was on a streak. So that's kind of my reasoning behind it. Once again, with your user, you want to get in this hovered position, kind of slide over. We get the quick pressure once again off that right edge. It seems like, the way that the linebacker is on. So if I'm using Van Der Esch, the left corner is getting through. If I'm using Parsons, the right corner is getting through. So as far as them blocking the running back on the right side, it might be better for me to use her on the left side, if that makes any sense. But let's go do a bluff blitz completely. So if you're bluff blitzing, you want to give them the same looks. You're going to move these cornerbacks in. Now the look is the same. He's not going to know if you're blocking 5, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Now, we're going to want to rush at least 3 on every play. That's going to be a consistent thing. You always want to rush at least 3, in my opinion, or you'll get beat. easily. Now we can do some different things. If it were a spread look, we can go with something like this, where we man up someone. Or if I notice him putting his running back maybe on a route like this a lot, the out route that way, what we can do is put A in a little hard flat zone. So now we have a soft squat, we have a hard flat. Once again, maybe if I want to set this curl flat to a true hard flat zone, what we can do is put A in a curl flat. And then what I would do is I would set my curl flats to 0-yard zone drops or 5-yard zone drops to get him to play a hard flat. And then I would maybe set my soft squat to like 20 or something. But this is definitely just a little basic thing you could do. Again, you kind of want to hover over there. Now, of course, we don't have our zone drop set, but I don't know why I didn't animate there. But we don't have our zone drop set, so he's not going to go after, play this hard flat assignment rather, but that is something interesting. Again, we can also maybe we man up RB just to man up the running back. He's throwing to the running back every play, which is what everybody does. Then we put X in like a middle third. We put Jordan Lewis in a little vert hook. So this is something you could do. What does the bluff blitz look like? So the bluff blitz goes into a 3-receiver hook. That's definitely something that you can go with. The player does glitch in this, but Jordan Lewis is going to play a 3-receiver hook, which is actually a really good zone. Look at the way he defends the in route. It's pretty dang good. He kind of goes from zig to in route, which is something that normal vert hook would usually not be able to do. So that would definitely be a setup that I would like a lot. Once again, all we're doing is putting Y in a bluff blitz. We're manning up A on the running back in this. Now, I don't believe the 49ers playbook has bunch. Otherwise, I would hop into like a little bunch simulation or what I would do with bunch. But you see, that might be the reason why the cloud flats are better than soft squats. You see the way that Trayvon Diggs kind of bites on the table route instead of staying back and defending both. So maybe we put one player on a cloud flat, leave the soft squat on the left. Let's try to go to, is there a bunch? I don't believe so. There's a bunch wide and a bunch Y flex, so we don't really have so much. I'll try and kind of turn this into a normal gun bunch by motioning Kittle out, so it kind of looks like a normal bunch now, I guess, but what I would do against bunch, I'm probably going to man up Y. I might also just man up the tight end, so again, Samuel's going to kind of be the tight end in a normal bunch situation right here, so you could man up both of those guys. That would be one way to run it. Again, I could hard flat one of these sides. I could put A in a curl flat, set my curl flat to 5 yards, and that would be that kind of a thing. Again, I can put A here on a bluff blitz instead, and now he's going to play the 3-receiver hook. So because the running back's on the opposite side, we put the 3-back on the right side, and that's actually going to help a lot because he's going to kind of lurk over on short routes, especially if the running back were on those routes, and you see he actually runs all the way up the field to defend the wheel route. So just a couple of ideas for you. That's pretty much going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.